What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Olive Drift channel. Do a bit more on the RX7 this weekend. Got some problems to sort out. This thing, it's Bosch Motorsports electric throttle body, and it goes on here. I've got a weld-on flange, which I got from EFI Solutions, or Tarks, if you want to call it. It's the flange. Got to weld that onto the front of the plenum. It's I don't know if you can see the light. It's a Taku garage. That's the plenum where I got it from. And then I got to try and get the cooler piping in between here. So I got to cut all this off and mount my intercooler here in front of the radiator. Radiator's not mounted yet either, so I've got to, I'm thinking about cutting the whole chassis rail off, almost there somewhere, and then making a whole new bolt-on radiator intercooler mount. So yeah, because I want to retain the pop-up headlights, which they have this motor, which is here, which bolts on like down here, and I think this hole here. So I was a bit iffy about just chopping all that off, this whole section, just to make room for the cooler pipe, and then have the headlight being all janky and dodgy and no good. So at the moment, just trying to work out how to make stuff fit. Put that there. Over there. And then it's pretty tight. The radiator might have to go all the way to the right. Something like that. But I don't want it to be all bangy and shit, so I have to remove a fair chunk of that metal there. So we go. I'll weld the flange on first. That way I don't have to keep holding this there while I'm trying to work out how everything's going to sit. And go from there. Get the flange on so I can bolt the throttle body on. Then I can start nibbling bits of metal out. I think I'll just end up taking this whole vertical wall section straight through here out. That'll leave me a big 3.5 inch, 4 inch hole space to get my piping through there. Plus the intercooler I was going to use already has like these welded on tanks. So this will point, which the chassis rail ends up sitting like just here, pretty much perfectly. So this will go over the top of the chassis rail, and that'll go straight back. Chop that off, and I'll weld on a new bit of pipe onto the throttle body. So that's a Greddy cooler, so it should be pretty good. I think this is a Greddy radiator as well, old one, which is out of Robbie's car, Mona, which is underneath the welding blanket here, because I'm going to start making a mess. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Stay tuned, I'll do some cutting and stuff. Alrighty, so I've got the trusty old Unimig AC/DC TIG set up. One to ACs. I'll get the AC balance on 70. Blah blah blah. The amps is set on the pedal. Got the pedal because I am too uncoordinated to use the button on the torch. So I always sit down, use the pedal when I'm TIGging. Had a bit of a practice. Give that a go. With the first one, bit shit. Don't look at that. This is the last one, so they're all pretty good. I took the flapper disc and I just cleaned the face of this because this is anodized. This whole plenum thing, so it would have had a coating on there. So it's probably still anodized in that groove, which I couldn't really get into to clean it out. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't make a big mess of this shiny nice thing. Yeah, Just got to give some rods a wipe down with some acetone. Clean the flange. Took the rubber O-ring out so I don't melt it. So wipe that down with acetone and just touched it. So really, it should work in a much cleaner workspace than this dirty wooden bench, but I don't have enough room to have a nice, clean, medical-looking alloy digging section. So I just make do. It doesn't come up all plasma mini looking, but I join stuff. So stay tuned. Tack this flange on, check that it sits nice and the rotation and stuff, and then we'll get to welding it properly. Alrighty, welded that on, and with the flanges welded on, I bolted just dumbing up the throttle body so I can see where I'm going to cut off all this. Yeah, I'm going to cut this straight through here, and then just remove this whole section, and just leave the chassis rail straight. That'll leave me heaps of room to run the cooler pipe through. Still pretty tight. Yeah. So it's like, you know, still wants to go over about 10 mil, and it's hitting the side. The last thing we want is annoying rattles, so didn't really want to chop the whole front off until I really had to, but I guess we really have to. So stay tuned. Alrighty, so I've cut one corner off roughly how I want it, and but before I did that, I had to take the bonnet rubbers. Same as that one there, actually a bit taller than that one there, was here, and also on the other side, which is here, and there was nothing here, so I had to actually take one of the big ones that was here and cut it down to go there, so that I could get my bonnet sitting at the right height, because the radiator is going to be pretty tucked up underneath it. So I needed to have the bonnet set exactly right so that I could build the radiator mount after I build the room for the intercooler piping to come through. So I'm cutting this one off now, so get that done, then we can start working on some brackets. Alrighty. Cut those off. Get rid of those two pieces. Cut the ends of the chassis rails. So I'll plate that up with 6mm plate. And welded nuts so that I can bolt on the nudge bar in the front, like that. This is sort of where I want the intercooler to go. Start piece together. radiator. Bam. I'll grab you down so you can see what's going on. So that's looking pretty good. The only problem with this, the shortness of this, is if you have a bit of an accident on the front, this shoves into there, then all of a sudden you've got a smashed $300 throttle body. Not optimal. Also, bits of aluminium might end up inside your motor there. They go into the throttle body. This side's pretty sweet. Chop that off. It's only 2.5 inch up to the turbo. Which I haven't got the front on it yet, but rear housing's there. Front housing sits here somewhere. Pipe will come a weld-on bend off the top of the front housing straight along into there. 2 silicons. I did buy some of those weld-on clamps, but because of the shortness of this, I might not run those, because if I do have a bit of a nudge in the front, it will pretty much wreck everything. But yeah, the radiator's obviously got to come up a fair bit higher. It's just sitting on a block of wood down there. There's a lot more room with those sections of steel removed. And I left this mounting point here for the headlight, so to run the factory pop-ups. That's all the mounting points. I've also got to take out some of the back of these boxes here. I don't know if you can see in there the wheel, the front wheel. There's not much gap in there, so to take that the corner out of this, maybe weld a plate at 45 degrees and something through there, because the front guard mounts to it here. Inside this box picks up this mounting point here, and the bumper is kind of held on by this section here, and then just sits on whatever I'm going to make across the front here. This inner cord is going to have to go down a lot. Okay. Seems to be just hitting on the actual welded on mounts. Yeah, so once I cut those off, that'll drop this down roughly 40 mil. So it's sitting up about 20 mil there. It's actually probably just sitting on the yeah. It's tight, it's gonna be tight. Look how low the radiator is coming down. That's got to go up. Obviously, as you can see in there, there's my light tap. Can come up a fair bit. Bit of space. Yep, so still a fair bit of stuffing around to get this all to fit. Not a 5-second job. Anyway. So now I know I've got room for the intercooler piping now, so I can sort of just leave the intercooler, don't worry about that. Now I've got a fixed, I guess you've got fixed reference points to the fan, and the bonnet's sitting where I want it to sit because of the bump stops. So I know that where the top of the bonnet is, or the underside of the bonnet, and I know how far back the radiator can go because of the fan. So basically I've just got to make it go up as high as I can and as close to the fan as I can. Probably about 20 mil off or something. I'll build a shroud for it later. And yeah, I can work out where I need to make the brackets for the radiator now. So now I can do that. I just had to do all that other junk first to make some stupid L brackets. Okay, stay tuned.